quite futile to say that, in fact, because there are so many free trade agreements, they can do less harm. Every time you have an additional free trade agreement, the margin for discriminatory preferences becomes even thinner. But most importantly, I think the World Trade Organization, which I've done quite a lot of work with in the last 10 years or so, they issued the World Trade Report in 2011. And there were some very interesting figures. 50% of tariffs worldwide are already at MFN 0. Only 16% are touched by regional trade agreements. For the remaining 34%, most of that is made up of low MFN tariffs. So let me ask you this, how much damage can FTAs do? So we hear about the rules of origin problem. Pak Khatib and Mike both spoke about spaghetti bowls, noodle bowls, soba bowls. And it is true, rules of origin could be a problem. You could have American-style rules of origin, which are product-specific, or where they use a regional value content rule. The threshold could be very high, it could be 60%. You even have American rules of origin which take away originating status after you've gained originating status. You have these exceptions clauses. But we don't have such things in ASEAN. We have a straightforward, generous 40% regional value content rule and full cumulation as long as you meet the 40% threshold. And we see that same approach being taken in the ASEAN +1 treaties, and we hope to see that in RCEP. So there are rules of origin, and there are rules of origin. And there are intransigent tariffs. There are Japanese agricultural tariffs. They're not being engaged in the WTO. They're being engaged in the TPP. And there are other benefits, other spillovers. Take a look at something like RCEP. I mean, can we imagine China engaging India, China engaging Japan? And you get that because you have FTA negotiations. We have 6 questions which have been posed to us. Are RTAs contradictory to the WTO? The rules don't say so. The GATT doesn't say so. The GATS doesn't say so. The members don't say so. In fact, there is an extra legal conspiracy of silence. Every time the WTO members get an FTA put before them, they don't say it's contradictory. The court doesn't say so. You get cases which go to WTO panels, which go to the appellate body, and the court joins this extra legal conspiracy of silence. So it's not contradictory because the rules don't say so, the members don't say so, and the courts doesn't say so. Do these RTAs weaken multilateral trade negotiations and